What's up, everyone? It's Sports Kings Best here, and we're back with another video. This time, we're gonna do the top 10 what if scenarios in NFL history. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. And at number 10, we have Nicole Roby-Coleman gets called for the pass interference in the NFC title game. Let's kick off with the most recent what if moment. The New Orleans Saints went 13-3 in 2017, finishing tied for the NFL's best record while earning the NFC's #1 postseason seed at the time. After dispatching the Philadelphia Eagles in the divisional round, Drew Brees met up with the Los Angeles Rams, who had also gone 13-3 in the NFC Championship game. With the game tied at 20 and 1 minute and 49 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, Rams cornerback Nicole Roby-Coleman committed a clear pass interference on Saints wide receiver Tommy Lee Lewis on a 3rd and 10 pass attempt from LA's 13-yard line. Had the PI been correctly called, New Orleans could have burned the clock before scoring a touchdown or kicking a field goal. Even in a best-case scenario, the Rams would have gotten the ball back with roughly 10 to 15 seconds remaining, down by 3 points and holding no timeouts. Instead, Los Angeles tied the game and won in overtime before losing to the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 53. Would Bill Belichick have stifled Sean Payton's offense like he did Sean McVay's? Could Brees have won another Super Bowl ring? Roby-Coleman said after the game, "Oh, hell yeah," when asked if committed a penalty. "That was PI. I just know I got there before the ball got there, and I whacked him." At number 9, Drew Brees signs with the Miami Dolphins in 2006. The non-call on Roby-Coleman's pass interference probably kept Saints fans up at night, but it's not as if New Orleans hasn't had its fair share of luck. Brees reached the free agent market in 2006 after failing to negotiate an extension with the San Diego Chargers. Although the Saints had competition for Brees, the Miami Dolphins were very wary of Brees' recovery after he had undergone surgery for a torn labrum in his right shoulder in January 2006. Miami's medical staff recommended against signing Brees. Then Dolphins head coach Nick Saban later said the club's decision to fail Brees' physical was the primary reason that he left Miami and returned to the college ranks after the 2006 NFL season. Brees, of course, went on to win 1 Super Bowl, 2 Offensive Player of the Year awards, and secure 13 Pro Bowl nods over 15 years with the Saints. He'll be elected to the Pro Bowl Football Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility. Meanwhile, the Dolphins had traded a second-round pick to the Minnesota Vikings in exchange for quarterback Dante Culpepper, who started just 4 games in Miami. 18 quarterbacks have made at least one start for the Miami Dolphins since 2006. At number 8, I have Scott Norwood makes the game-winning field goal in Super Bowl 25. Jim Kelly is one of the NFL's best all-time quarterbacks without a Super Bowl ring on his resume, but it's not as if the Buffalo Bills didn't have plenty of chances. Kelly and the Bills lost 4 straight Super Bowls from 1990 through 1993. The first defeat was the narrowest as the Bills went down 20-19 to the New York Giants after kicker Scott Norwood and famously missed a game-winning 47-yard field goal wide right. None of Buffalo's other defeats were particularly close. The Bills lost their next 3 Super Bowls by an average of 21.6 points. Their 52-17 loss to the Cowboys in Super Bowl 27 is tied for the 3rd largest in the game's history. Buffalo still doesn't have a Vince Lombardi trophy. Who knows what could have happened had Norwood converted that field goal attempt? Would the Bills have eclipsed the Cowboys as the NFL's early 1990s dynasty? At number 7, I have Eli Manning agrees to play for the San Diego Chargers. Eli Manning didn't want to play for the Chargers, who had the #1 overall pick in the 2004 NFL Draft. So the Bolts worked out a deal with the Giants, agreeing to draft Manning and then trade him to New York in exchange for fellow quarterback Phillip Rivers and a package of additional picks. Manning went on to become the best quarterback in Giants history, leading Big Blue to 2 Super Bowl titles, including an unforgettable upset against the undefeated Patriots in 2008. Clearly, New York was pleased with its side of the trade. Never won a Lombardi with the Chargers, but he was arguably a better player than Manning. Rivers eclipsed Manning in every imaginable passing metric and won games at a higher clip than the Giants starter. What if Manning was willing to play for San Diego? Would he still have won a pair of Super Bowls with the Chargers, which made him a Hall of Fame lock? How esteemed would Rivers be if he could add multiple Lombardis to his list of accomplishments? At number 6, I have Seattle Seahawks run the ball in Super Bowl 49. Do you remember how the Super Bowl ended? With the Seattle Seahawks 1 yard away from taking a 3-point lead with 20 or so seconds left on the clock. Pete Carroll and the club's coaching staff put the ball in quarterback Russell Wilson's hands, not running back Marshawn Lynch. Patriots cornerback Malcolm Butler picked off Wilson, sealing the win and kicking off the second half of New England's dynasty reign. The Seahawks, who had won the Lombardi over the Denver Broncos the previous February, haven't been back to a Super Bowl or NFC Championship game since. Seattle only had 1 timeout left when Wilson was intercepted, which always complicates the discussion about whether a pass play was warranted. However, it seems apparent that Lynch, who'd have already rumbled for more than 100 yards against the Pats, could have gotten the singular yard for the Seahawks needed, even if it took him multiple attempts. At number 5, I have San Francisco 49ers choose Aaron Rodgers in 2005. Alex Smith turned into a workable quarterback for the 49ers after they hired Jim Harbaugh as the head coach. He made 3 Pro Bowls and went 50-26 for the Kansas City Chiefs after the 49ers traded him to the AFC West before the 2013 season. Smith was a good player, but the 49ers could have had a great one. Aaron Rodgers, a Chico, California native who finished his college career at the University of California, thought San Francisco would take him number 1 overall in the 2005 NFL Draft. Instead, the 49ers went with Smith, while 22 other teams decided positional needs were more important than selecting a quarterback like Rodgers. The Green Bay Packers pounced at pick number 24, securing the line of eventual Hall of Fame signal caller. Rodgers had to wait for Brett Favre to leave, but ultimately won a Super Bowl in Green Bay while capturing 4 league MVP awards and 10 Pro Bowl nods. At number 4, I have Jimmy Johnson. Jerry Jones worked things out for the Cowboys. The Cowboys won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years from 1992 to 1995 and are already considered one of the greatest NFL dynasties of all time. But we would hold the Cowboys in even higher regard if head coach Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones could have stuck together instead of letting their personal conflicts dissolve their working relationship. Johnson quickly turned around a Dallas club that went 1-15 in his 1989 debut campaign. From 1991 to 1993, Johnson and the Cowboys went 36-12 during the regular season and won 2 Super Bowls. However, in December 1993, Johnson expressed interest in coaching the expansion Jacksonville Jaguars. In February 1994, Jones, who wanted to take a more active role in Dallas football operations, dismissed Johnson's stature, saying there are 500 coaches who could have won the Super Bowl with our team. 8 days later, Johnson was gone, leaving the Cowboys along with a $2 million servants. Jones was at least particularly proven right when the Dallas won another Lombardi in 1995, with Johnson's successor, Barry Switzer, at the helm. However, the Cowboys haven't returned to the Super Bowl or even an NFC title game since. At number 3, I have Bill Belichick stays with the New York Jets in 2000. I resign as head coach of the New York Jets. That's what Belichick had written on a piece of paper as he walked into the podium to announce that he would not be succeeding his friend and mentor Bill Parcells as the New York Jets head coach in January 2000. The Patriots soon hired Belichick, leading Parcells to demand an exact compensation in return. New England traded a 2001 first-round pick to New York for the right to hire Bill Belichick, who just happened to become the NFL's greatest all-time head coach upon joining the Patriots. It was a devastating misstep for Gang Green, who was forced to watch Belichick dominate the AFC East and NFL for the next 2 decades. There was no love lost between Belichick and his former employers. He finished 38-12 against the Jets. In the 2023 NFL Draft, Belichick accepted a discounted return and a trade back with the Pittsburgh Steelers that prevented the New York from landing an offensive tackle prospect, Broderick Jones. After losing Belichick, the Jets hired Al Groh, who went 9-7 in his lone season in charge. None of New York's 6 subsequent head coaching hires posted a cumulative winning record. At number 2, the Chicago Bears draft Patrick Mahomes in 2017. While the Chicago Bears hope they solved their quarterback carousel by selecting Caleb Williams at number 1 overall in this year's draft, it's hard to forget that the Patrick Mahomes could be starting in the Windy City right now. The Kansas City Chiefs had no issues identifying Mahomes as an appealing prospect leading up to the 2017 NFL Draft. Now, Chiefs GM Brett Veach reportedly fell in love with the Texas Tech quarterback after his freshman year, calling Mahomes' agent for 94 consecutive days during the pre-draft process to check on the prospect's wrist injury and mental state. Kansas City leaped 17 spots in the draft order, sacrificing a third and a future first to land Mahomes, who already in discussion among the NFL's best players of all time. A 2-time league MVP and 3-time Super Bowl winner, Mahomes will target his 3rd straight Lombardi in 2024. The Bears, of course, went in a different direction in 2017. General manager Ryan Pace gave up 4 picks to move up 1 place and swapped draft slots with the 49ers, who picked at number 2. Then Chicago used its newly acquired pick not on Mahomes or Deshaun Watson, but on North Carolina quarterback Mitchell Trubisky. At one point, the Bears reportedly told Mahomes he was the number 1 quarterback on their board, but Pace didn't even tell head coach John Fox who he planned to select until the day of the draft, and seemingly sent out multiple smoke screens before selecting Trubisky. It's tough to separate fact from fiction. Would Mahomes still have become a league-altering force with the Bears? Would the Chiefs have selected Watson, Trubisky, or stuck with Alex Smith? It's impossible to know the answers, or for Bears fans to stop pondering what Mahomes would have looked like at Soldier Field. At number 1, I have Drew Bledsoe stays healthy for the New England Patriots. Could the NFL's all-time greatest quarterback have spent much of his early career on the bench? Tom Brady's emergence with the Patriots might have taken much longer, or perhaps never happened at all. Had Jets linebacker Mo Lewis not delivered a hard hit to New England quarterback Drew Bledsoe in the second game of the 2001 season. Bledsoe inked a 10-year extension worth $103 million that March, was hospitalized with internal organ damage. Brady entered the game, guided the pass to the playoffs, won Super Bowl 36 over the Rams, and never ceded the New England starting job ever again. How different would the present-day NFL look if Bledsoe hadn't gotten injured and eventually traded to the Bills? Bledsoe wasn't a world beater, but he made 4 Pro Bowls, including during his first season with Buffalo in 2002. There's a chance he could have won a Super Bowl in New England, especially with Belichick pulling the strings. Bledsoe's best chances would have been in 2003 and 2004 when the Patriots defense ranked in the top 2 in points allowed. Meanwhile, would Belichick have traded Brady to divisional rival Bills instead, or would another team have acquired the future GOAT? It seems almost unfathomable to imagine that Brady's talents would have shined through at some point. It's difficult to imagine him spending his career as an unrecognized backup. Belichick had already seen glimpses of Brady's GOAT status in 2001 and reportedly wanted to name the second-year quarterback New England starter over Bledsoe. Maybe Brady would have forced his way onto the field for the Pats even if Bledsoe hadn't gotten down. 7 Super Bowl rings and 3 MVP awards later, it's still worth wondering what would have happened to Brady. Bledsoe, Belichick, and the Patriots, and the NFL at large, had week 2 of the 2001 campaign just gone a bit differently. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and I will see you guys next week.